Welcome to Wholesaling University Day 3. And today, Professor Rick is here. And we are here to talk about how to sell your wholesaling deals fast, aka what I am currently calling, this is what we're doing today, Cash Buyer University. Okay. So we have learned on this entire amazing challenge how to find wholesaling deals, how to lock them up, and then how to sell them today. We're pumped up. Welcome to day 3 of Wholesaling University. This has been an insane, crazy challenge, and a lot of stuff's dropping. So we're pretty excited about this. And so welcome, co-professor.
Oh, thanks. I feel like I'm all dressed up.
We're all dressed up today for this. We're all there we go. So let's talk about it. So we're talking about dispositions today, how to find cash buyers and how to do all this stuff. So we are pumped up. We are excited today for Cash Buyer University.
Let's go.
And let's just get the start. Let's talk from the top. Cash buyers are really simple creatures, right? I mean, in your mind, what's your definition of a cash buyer?
Just someone who pays cash for a property and hopefully buys more than one home. The one single one-off cash buyer, they're actually very difficult in my opinion because they overanalyze everything. So I just look for people who want to move on a piece of real estate with cash, and hopefully they've done a deal or two with like a wholesaler or even a fix and flipper. The brand new ones are the ones you really just don't want to waste your time with because they take forever to make a decision. So also, I don't want the guy that buys 100 properties either. You can sell to them, but they're going to ask for such a deep discount and beat you up. So today we're going to talk about that sweet spot and show you the best way to work with these cash buyers. And I will share my 23 years of pitfalls with cash buyers. And by the way, cash buyers will take advantage of a new wholesaler, and we're going to share with you the tips to avoid being taken advantage of. So it's they will make you feel so doubtful in your price.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna share some tips with that today.
So let's talk about it. So again, cash buyers are simple creatures. Cash buyers only want to do one thing. They're dirty, nasty creatures. You know what they want? They want to make money. That's literally what a cash buyer does. They want to make money. So you got to remember this. If a deal does not make a cash buyer money, they will not buy it. Now, a lot of new wholesalers have this magic thing in their mind. They think they're going to trick a cash buyer into buying a deal that is overpriced. And guess what happens when you do it? They always say, no, you know what? A cash buyer doesn't have $2 million liquid in their bank account to go buy real estate because they're dumb, because they're idiots.
No,
they don't, they don't own $20 million of rental properties and just overpay on their deals. They're not dumb. So when you think you can pull a fast one on them, that is just a really, really bad idea. And you're going to ruin your reputation. You're going to be known as that guy, unfortunately, sends bad wholesaling deals. Now, on top of that too, what I found with a lot of wholesalers is they make this story in their head that, and I always love playing the story. And this is something I think you guys should understand, that they play the story in their mind that, no, this is a good deal. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's got way more bedrooms than all the other comps, even though it's the same square footage, right?
Yeah.
It's got an enclosed garage, so it's a 5-bedroom now. And they tell themselves these stories that the ARV is $500,000, and I locked it up for $40,000 because it's got termites, and the walls are caving in. But the ARV is so high, you could probably buy this thing for $200,000. Put $200,000 into it and sell it for $900,000. You tell yourself the story, and you try to oversell the deal, and you think it's worth way more than it. And I just say,
you believe it,
and you believe it. And the buyer says, no, that's not a good deal. But you say, no, you don't understand. It's the deal. You don't get it. You, Mr. $20 million in rental properties, you don't get it. I get it. I don't own any real estate, right? That's what you hear. And every single time someone tells me this like crazy story, and let me know in the comments if that's true, like this crazy story about how they had the most magical deal of all time, I always ask them this question. Okay, if you think this is such a great deal, let's do this. I will loan you the $400,000, the $100,000 to buy it, and the $300,000 to renovate it. But guess what? If you don't get your price and you can't sell the deal within 2 months because of how beautiful you're going to make it, you will be in debt to me for $250,000 if you screw up on here. Then they say, I don't know about that price. Then maybe, things have changed now because you're thinking about you actually have to put all the risk down.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get it wrong, you're out $200,000, and if you get it right, you're up $100,000. Huh? Now, when you put yourself you start wearing the cash buyer hat, you start saying, "Oh wow, yeah, I probably should buy this for a lot less, just to mitigate my risk." And that's how you got to think about your wholesaling deals. You cannot send deals that don't make money. So how do cash buyers make money? They make money from two primary sources. They'll make money from buying the property, renovating it, and then putting it back on the market, making money. Or they make money by buying the house, fixing it up usually a little bit, and then renting it out. That is how currently right now cash buyers make money. That's it. So if your cash buyer isn't doing those things, they're not a cash buyer. It's not legit, right?
Guys, listen, the fundamentals of wholesaling is we buy low and sell medium.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, really in the last 10 years, someone's taught this model like buy medium high and sell super high. It's not wholesaling.
Yeah.
Think about this. What would induce you to buy a property that's typically run down? A lot of people go, well, it's worth 200, needs 50 grand of the work. I'll buy it 150. No, it's a headache. I need a deal to do that. I need to come in at like 70, 80 to make that work. So honestly, if you can't find money in a deal and show vision to your cash buyer, I promise you overpaid for it. And we had a small window where people just bypass that. And now people are in shock that people want to negotiate, want to do it best. I'm here to tell you guys, if your end buyer, your cash buyer cannot make money doing it or fulfill a dream of like owning their dream house, you don't have a deal.
Yeah.
So do you really think you can buy a $200,000 house, get a $20,000 discount, and then sell that to them $30,000 above that? Guys, wholesaling is all about the fundamentals. Buy low, sell medium. You get speed in exchange for a fast cash deal. Here's the key is a cash buyer is not going to buy your deal unless they see an opportunity. And it's not just an opportunity to buy. It has to be an opportunity to make money. I don't tell people how much money they're going to make. But if they can't even see it slightly in your deal, you're going to have a tough time marketing and selling that contract. End of story, guys. Honestly, the first probably 20 deals I tried to sell I had no idea. And I believed everything said to me. After a while, you figure out a pattern. We're going to share it with you today.
Yeah. So I'm telling everyone, we got to go find cash buyers and make money. So again, if the deal doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. Okay. Yeah. Make sense? Capiche? So if you sell a deal where theoretically, if the person buys it, renovates it, puts it back on the market, does not make money, it's not a deal.
Why would they buy it? Think about it. Why would they buy it? Guys, honestly, a lot of when you do Dispo, sometimes it's just a common sense test. When people go, Rick, I'm struggling to sell my deal. I already know you're probably overpaid for it. And then what do I tell them? Hey, what do your cash buyers say? He goes, they said I overpaid for it. I go, dude, I'm not a rocket scientist, but maybe you should take that feedback, renegotiate your contract, or get the hell out of it. And so a lot of people do you think they're right? I go, I don't know. But if 4 or 5 say the same thing, 10 for sure, you overpaid for the property. So a lot of times you can fix it in the front, learn the fundamentals of wholesaling. But guys, if you can't have a buyer interested, it just means they don't see the value in your proposition. And you have to get out of the contract or you have to renegotiate. It's that simple. Don't sit there and double down. It's going to get 10 times worse. Now, don't do it on the feedback of one cash buyer. That's stupid because they could be working you.
It's true. I mean, think about this for a second, okay? If you have a real estate deal and you send it to one cash buyer, there's a decent chance, 10, 15%, that the buyer says, that is the most terrible, overpriced deal I've ever seen in my life. You give it to me for half of that. And then half the time you guys think, oh my gosh, my deal sucks. And if you talk to 4 buyers, they're like, oh my gosh, I'll pay top dollar for this.
Yeah.
Some cash buyers just think it's ugly, right? The way I describe this is a signed Tom Brady helmet, a Patriots helmet, right? I would probably pay $1 for a Tom Brady Patriots helmet.
50 cents, yeah.
$1 just so I can go throw it, in the ocean or just to burn it, right? That's what I personally would probably do. I'd pay $1 just to burn the thing. Now, a rich guy in Boston will probably pay $1,000 for it, right?
And he'll keep it and put it on his
And
mantle.
yeah, so the question is that helmet worth $1,000 or $1? It's worth $1,000. Okay. Just because one person won't pay too much for it doesn't mean the value is there. Okay. So just really understand that. And so if your deal, if you talk to 10 cash buyers and they all think your deal's overpriced, I'm going to tell you a secret. Your deal's overpriced.
That's it. It's simple. I don't like the way people like, and I get it. You go, oh my God, but I got a contract. The reality is you went for a yes, you didn't go for a no. And Rick was right. And if you just took the painful step of making a lowball offer and connecting with that rapport and connecting with them, you would have had a better outcome. Is it more painful in the beginning? Yeah, it's like working out. It's extremely painful. But once you get through it, you have an outcome, a goal to achieve. If you just want a quick dopamine rush and you want to get that instant thrill of a yes contract, it typically means you're not going to make any money. And honestly, it is probably the biggest problem in Dispo. Oh my God, they said yes. I go, it's just because you didn't ask for a deep enough discount. Yeah, guys, going for no will cure most of your Dispo problems. But please don't take one cash buyer's feedback. But if you get 9 or 10 that say the same thing, don't even reach out to me and Zach. Do what you need to do, get it renegotiated or get out of the contract and learn your lesson and find the right way to put these under contract for the right price.
I agree. And remember, guys, these buyers, right? They might, if I tell you, right, hey, so if 10 buyers think your deal sucks, but you think they're all wrong, you are the one wrong.
Yeah.
So again, the analogy I always say is, if you're let's say you're a guy and every single girl you date, you've dated 10 girls in the past 7 years, and they all broke up with you within 2 months. All 10 girls broke up with you in the past 10 months.
For the same reason.
Maybe not you don't know the reason.
Well,
if they all broke up with you within 2 months and there's 10 different women in 10 different cities, I guarantee you, they're not the problem. Your girlfriends aren't all crazy. It's you're the problem.
You the problem.
And you probably have a couple friends like that. And when all the cash buyers think that your deal sucks, it's not because they suck. It's because you suck.
It's called data. It's just data. Remove your emotions from it. But honestly, a lot of times just pass the common sense test. We all want to get a signed contract, but don't sign a contract to fulfill your ego. Do it to fill your bank account. You have to understand this. You have to figure this out. And guys, listen, we're going to talk about it. We'll get into it, but buyers can be liars too. Like there's some of the worst, like the cash buyers, and as a new wholesaler, like I didn't know what to believe. I'm like, what? I used to have people beat me up. Yeah, I'll buy it for half what you have it under contract for. I'm like, I go, man, am I this stupid? And then another person goes, no, I'll pay you 10 grand what you're offering it for. I'm just like, I was like, wow, that's interesting. So never take 1 or 2 cash buyers' word for it. But once you get like around like 7, 8, 9, 10, look at the data, remove your emotions, let your ego go, and find a way to learn the lesson in it and try to salvage the ship when you move forward.
I agree. And so if the deal doesn't make money, don't make sense. So we got to understand here about cash buyers. Before we talk about how to find cash buyers, we got to have a good conversation about real buyers versus fake cash buyers. Now, I've made this really easy. Again, this whole challenge, I'm just trying to simplify wholesaling. This is a really easy, like my sniff tests for cash buyers are so stupid simple. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. I don't talk to fake cash buyers ever, or I don't ever get tricked by them. You know why? Because I know how to vet them correctly. And so just understand that when you approach somebody and they say, I'm a cash buyer, don't automatically assume they're a cash buyer. Okay. You have to vet them and make sure that they're legit or not legit. Okay. There's a clear difference. We're going to show that today. But let's break down the first and most kind of important thing. It's like, okay, well, it's like, how do I find cash buyers? I have a real estate deal, locked it up. How do I convert it from a signed contract to a sold contract? Well, you got to find people willing to buy your deal. We're going to give you money. These are actually your customers. These are people that actually were legit buying your property, right? 80% of the work is in getting the contract, but they're the ones giving you the money. And so it's really important here because a good cash buyer, you will get paid 10, 20% more than anybody else by just having a quality cash buyer versus a non-quality cash buyer. See, everybody focuses so dang hard on getting the best wholesale deal, right? We lowball so hard. But if you don't find a good buyer for your lowball deal, you're not going to squeeze the most out of the deal. So again, most of the equations getting the right lowball price because the market value is kind of the market value. But if you just sell your deal to the first guy who wants to buy it, not good either. So let's break this all down. Let's get into it. And before I get started, guys, we are live in the Wholesaling University Challenge. Give me a 1 in the chat if we are ready to start finding cash buyers, start getting wholesaling real estate deals, and having success in wholesale real estate. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know. I'm excited, pumped up. It's been a really fun challenge. This is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think people have been really enjoying it. The next challenge we're going to have is going to be extremely interactive. That's one's going to be really fun. But okay, we got 1s in the chat, 1s in the chat, 1s in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Awesome. Awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. 1s in the chat. Cha-ching, cha-ching. All right. Ready to start finding some cash buyers. So the first way to find cash buyers, and again, I make this so dang simple and easy, it's the Zillow for rents. All right. I wish I could complicate this. I wish I can overdo this for you, but the Zillow for rents is by far the easiest way to find cash buyers. Now, I can't even show it. You got to go on Wholesaling.com for me to, I'm going to throw Wholesaling.com on the bottom real quick. If I show it on Mr. Beast's favorite platform, kaput, does not end up too well. That's all I could say. And so all you do is go to Zillow, go to the for rent section, and all you do is just call the people who are listing the properties for rent. Now, you don't do any of the management companies or the realtors, but like basically say, hey, this is Zach. Is this the owner of 123 Main Avenue? Yeah. Hey, my name's Zach. I'm actually not looking to rent out your property. I was seeing if you're looking to buy any more. I'm actually a wholesaler in the area. Say, oh, well, what do you want? I'm seeing if you want to buy any more deals. I get properties under contract all the dang time.
Yeah.
Now, if this is before you get a deal locked up, that's what you say. But if it's after, say, hey, I actually got a property locked up a couple streets away. You're looking to buy it? If it locked up, looking to get dispoed. Done. Simple.
Yeah, I actually enjoy those calls because if you can own a cluster of houses in a neighborhood, it's easier on your marketing. It's easier on your vendors, your underwriting process, and they already know what the cash flow on it is. So if you can do it, it's usually like a no-brainer offer. It is a little bit like, it's like the old school way. We used to go through gotta show my age here, the newspaper and do that. But remember, people that own rental properties are typically landlords and they have disposable cash and they like real estate and they understand how to deal with tenants. So it's always got, anytime you can call people that have for rentals, it's golden. Like they already tell you they own the property, they're using it as a rental, it's cash flow. So you might as well take advantage because it will give you speed, because in wholesaling, we have to have speed to move our properties and to sell our contracts. So calling for rent ads will always be a staple and a fundamental for building a good cash buyers list. There's other techniques, but I'm just telling you that one will never change. Now, how you do it between the newspaper and online ads, the technology will change, but the philosophy will always be the same on that.
That's the whole point. And just understand this. Landlords are always going to list it for themselves. Half of them don't even want to deal with a realtor, and they're going to try their best not to use a realtor, right?
Yeah.
So regardless of how rich or successful they are, they'll go do it. I know we had a rental property 2 weeks ago, and you had it listed for rent on the MLS, and not many buyers. You got a couple. You literally just posted it for rent. You just mark it out real quick, and you found something like that, right?
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Yeah. Were you doing on Facebook? How you found it on Facebook?
I got to find out how they ran it, but it was it was either Facebook or social media. Someone was going to be in the area and they're like, you know what? That's a perfect deal. I've been hunting with realtors for like 2 months.
Simple, right? And so most people,
and I only got one response on the ad and it worked out perfect. So,
I mean,
and I offered a $3,000 commission to realtors and they couldn't bring me a buy. Like, it's crazy. They're just,
oh yeah,
because they go, hey, I've called 5 or 6 realtors. They won't even return my call. I go, well,
I mean, I make a lot of money. I personally go of the mobile homes we own. Like, we own a lot of mobile homes. I don't think we use realtors at all.
No, I mean, that's
there's a lot of rentals that we literally just we
mobile
don't list
homes,
it.
guys. You don't have to work with realtors and you don't have to work with banks, and usually work a direct agreement out with the seller, and you can do owner financing. You don't even, like, subject to has never come up on any of our mobile homes because banks don't like to do loans like under 100, 150 grand because they get busted on usury laws because they screw people so bad.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some rentals. If you call it, it's going straight to our phones. It's kind of funny. But yeah, Zillow for rents. A lot of rich landlords. Oh, well, I use a management company. Get out of here.
It's not hard.
Number 2, Facebook groups. I love Facebook groups. Now, Facebook groups have turned into a cesspool of fraud and abuse. But I will tell you, Facebook
it's like the new Craigslist. It really is.
It is, but there are diamonds in the rough there. I will let everybody know here.
Some serious polishing.
Yes, but there are some good cash buyers.
No, it is.
It's
just
the ratio's been bad. It used to be 1 out of 1 out of 3. No, it was like 1 out of 50 cash buyers were fake. Now it's like 1 out of 3 legit cash buyers are fake.
And we used to, like, when I started wholesaling, we spent a lot of energy and time trying to remember. I used to have a sheet. I go, Zach, just go through the sheet.
I remember this.
We prioritized it.
If you were looking at our earliest YouTube videos, Facebook groups was like the best way to find cash buyers. There's no disposition
but you had to manually vet them, and eventually by the time you got to question 4, you could figure out quickly if you were wasting time with them.
Yeah.
And they lie. Trust me, they lie. They lie all the time, and you got to get through it. So it was very manual back in those days, and that's why when people go, I got a cash buyer 5,000 people, 5,000. I'm like, no, you don't.
I have 4 million cash buyers. I mean, you have a list of
4,995 wholesalers and maybe 5 good cash buyers on it. It's a joke. So guys, you got to have some sort of vetting process. You can still do it manually, but we just prioritize the question. Honestly, I've lost that list because we do it so differently now. I don't waste my time.
Just go next leads.
It does it automatically for you.
So you can just go in Facebook and make a post saying who's got cash buyers in the area or anyone here a cash buyer, or you go in comments, just search cash buyer in a Facebook group and find people that are claiming to be cash buyers. You vet them. We'll show you how to vet them. Pretty simple. And then number 3, this one's easy. You just go to xleads.com. That's obviously what I tell everyone to do. Just go to xleads.com. It's basically you guys already know about XLeads. It's the whole challenge. It's an all-in-one wholesaling software. It's also an entire disposition software. And pretty much what it is, you can find a cash buyer pretty dang quick. So I'll just show everybody let's just go to the dashboard really quick. So again, if you just log into XLeads, I think everyone in here's got an account to XLeads.
Pretty much.
I hope so. But pretty much all you got to do here is you just go here and you go to basically just go to, let's just do the Dispo tab, make it even easier, right? So if you go here, and I think we had a deal on Deerfield Beach. So I just clicked Deerfield Beach, and all I really did is you just click Deerfield Beach, and you just go landlords. These are all the landlords in Deerfield Beach. You click it, their phone number pops up. It's really crazy. So there's all free skip tracing. You go to the flippers tab. These are all people who are flipping properties. Let's do 1 year. So these are a list of all the people flipping properties in the area. Actually, no, I got to refilter that a little later. But pretty much these are all the people flipping properties in the area the past year. Five Flips Realty Wholesalers Incorporated. They flipped 5 properties. Click it, phone number, easy. What's really simple, if you just have like the basic plan of XLeads, you just go to regular XLeads. You can search.
Don't put too much on there.
No, you just go to Broward County. Like Broward County, Florida, right? And I'm not going to show too much. You go to filters. And you just press cash buyers.
Boom.
And I know it's like not as crazy advanced as a pro, but like you could do, okay, all houses, max $500,000, single family, right?
The pro just gives you more advanced tools, but if you guys are on a budget, we want to focus on the marketing, but you can still build a cash buyers list with your basic.
So you click right here, cash sales, and then you do like past 3 months. So all the properties in the past 3 months, just go right here. All the properties in the past 3 months that were bought for cash, you could go right here. They're all skip traced. Now, what's really funky here is this gets a little crazy. But if you go to double closings and press 1, some areas are better than others. I don't know if I should show this. This is pretty nasty stuff. Maybe I will. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll. Oh, you can't even see it on here. Hold on. Let's refresh this. Let's go here. Let's go right here. Let me show this. I'm gonna get in trouble showing this.
You
Should I do
are.
it? Not in trouble. People are gonna get mad at me.
We just use
Eh,
probate.
you know what? I'm gonna show it. I don't really care. Did you know? This is so bad. XLeads is such a great software, but okay. Does everybody know in here that I can? How do I say this the right? How do I ethically say this? Did you know XLeads lets you steal any wholesalers, cash buyers?
Any of them.
Does anybody know that? And I know this is really nasty for me to make a software that could do this, but did you know I made XLeads? You know, you could literally, if any wholesaler does a double closing in your area, I can find out who the buyer for that deal was. Anybody want to know exactly how I can do it? It's pretty dang cool. But yeah, number 4 is pretty bad, but it's part of XLeads, I guess. But just basically, I call it the double closing list in XLeads. So again, the 4th one is what I call the double closing list in xleads.com. So pretty much all you have to do is, I'll just show everybody on here, but pretty much this is for basic plan 2, which is kind of crazy, but all you have to do is you just go to, let's go right here. Let's go to filters. And all you have to do is there's gonna be a little tab right here. And the tab is called double closing max days between.
Yep.
So all you do is press 1. That's all you do. And every property in this area in the past month is going to show all the double closings. And let me show you kind of what it looks like. Let me just bring one property. This is pretty nasty stuff, but I don't really care. So let's do this deal. This is a deal in Pompano Beach, Florida. Okay, I'm not going to reveal too much, but I'll reveal this. This is crazy. I feel bad for this guy, but I'm exposing it. So the dates are a little screwed up because they can't really figure it out. But what basically happened was Candace Salter sold her property to FHS Property Solutions, LLC. Let me see if I can find out who that was. Because they made $37,000 on this deal.
Sweet little deal.
FHS Properties is LLC. There's 2 of them. How is some is allowed 2? Some is don't even let me do 1.
No, it's how they spelled it, I think.
Oh, they used an attorney. Okay, cool. So let me see who this is. These are pretty cool people. Florida, yeah, it's right here. I'm pretty sure it's Ryan Coleman. Oh no, FHS. I don't know who that is. Okay, whatever. Right, but basically, what you know on here is he basically double closed. So he bought this property for quote $163,000. And the same day, he sold the property to Wonderful Investment LLC for $200,000. So he made a $37,000 assignment fee right here. Now, what you can know is Wonderful Investment LLC literally bought the deal. So you know that, which we have skip traced on this record, you get it right there. No other wholesaling dispositions company does this. That's why XLeads is the best. So you can literally steal all the double closings in your area right there.
And you're not paying $300, $400, $500 a month to do this. I mean,
it's crazy.
It's just nuts. I mean, I love it.
So I know this is nuts, but like you literally steal all the cash buyers. So we've done lots of double closings, and it's kind of scary now because XLeads wasn't a thing. Yeah. But we do a lot of double closings where we make like $80,000, $90,000.
We used to guard our cash buyers, but
and
like everything's
here's my problem.
Open.
Here's my problem though. If we do a $90,000 double closing in, let's say, Houston, Texas this year, we might do it under trusts and LLCs. But yeah, you can't find out if we did or not. But our buyers are still exposed. Yeah. They see a $90,000 double closing and they're like, oh, I'm just going to steal it. So even if obviously we're going to double close with our best buyers. Now they're all exposed. That's pretty gangster, right?
There's no way to hide from it. The technology's there, but guys, XLeads was created by wholesalers that just want access to everything, phone numbers, contacts, cash buyers, the whole thing. So that was our goal, just so we could cut through it, not have to use realtors for everything, not have to JV with every other person, and not. I used to give up a third of my deal just to use somebody else's like cash buyers. And honestly, they all went around my back anyways. So you might as well just hit them up front with it, take the buyers and move forward, guys, because never been easier than it is now. You're not paying some obscene amount for the software. It's actually extremely reasonable, considering you get 25,000 leads for the basic. You get skip tracing included for those 25,000. Oh, and you get help finding your cash
Ralph
buyers.
Pena says he did a double closing. Let's see if it pops up. See if it pops up right here.
Does he want it to pop up?
Well, he literally put the address, so he's going to be the one it's going to get in trouble here. No, that's the wrong one. Hold on.
Look, guys, it's like, I got to tell you, when I started out doing this, it was all about relationships. And don't get me wrong, relationships with cash buyers is still important, but with this kind of technology. Yep.
Ralph made 40 grand on that deal. Ralph, we exposed you. We just found out Ralph made 40 grand. See, here's the thing. And now I have his LLC. Now, unfortunately, I just stole his cash buyer.
Yeah, thanks, Ralph.
Thanks for the cash buyer, Ralph. But he put the address out there, so I'm going to show it. But
just to show you, this stuff like really works. Now, there can be stories behind this, but for the most part, a double closings, people do it to minimize the risk. Maybe they're trying to skirt some sort of restriction in their state, or maybe they just want to hide the material facts. It doesn't matter.
I will tell you this. The reason why it's days max between is sometimes title companies will do the closing on Friday, but they won't record it till Monday or Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you do like 7 days or 10 days in between. So some double closings look like they're like 10 days, but they're really the same day because the deed takes a little longer to do than usual sometimes. But
and to answer Tracy's question, we used to keep our buyers very secretive and like nobody could find it. And then in the old days, you'd have to go and look on the public tax records. Sometimes it would take 2 and 3 months. So now you can do it with the greatest of ease and speed. And my favorite thing about XLeads is I used to have this stupid checklist. He used to laugh at me. And he's like, I see why you do it. XLeads solves the whole thing. You cannot BS your way onto a deed. Wholesalers, I'm the owner of the property, all this other stuff. You can't beat the XLeads filter. Either you did or you didn't. And you can't dance with technology. You have to answer it truthfully. Either you're on the deed or you're not on the deed. And those are the ones we want to do. So double closings and people who double closings, like they're real buyers and you want to work with them. So don't get hung up if it's an assignment, a double closing. He just showed you a technique where you can go in and find anyone's cash buyer. Someone says, people you say, Rick, I'm not going to give you that buyer that just bought my 3 properties. I'm like, I could care less. It's 2 clicks of a button and we can make the whole thing work right away. So, guys, just technology is amazing. It was always my dream to have it. And there's a lot of good Dispo companies out there, but like, why pay all these fees when you can get it inside XLeads? It makes no sense. I don't want 5 different credit card charges, 5 different passwords, 5 different training sites. And should I pay $200 or $300 just for a Dispo tab? I've heard as high as 20, 30, 40, 50 grand, just nuts. So guys, I've been wholesaling so long, like we're reasonable about it and we make it accessible to everyone. So just, if you've thought about XLeads, it can do so much for you past skip tracing and these great marketing lists for you.
Oh yeah. So I'm telling everyone right now, people used to hide these, and no software besides XLeads you can even get this data from. So that's literally the whole point of this entire thing. It's like for $97 a month, you can just like, these cash. So he's just like, yeah, he stole my $40,000.
No, but that's what Ralph.
So now I have his cash buyer. But here's the thing about it. You can do it. And unfortunately, Ralph kind of said it because he knows if I just search Philadelphia double closings, his is going to pop up. Unfortunately. It's just the truth, right?
There is still a way if you want.
And that one I just showed in Florida, that one was done 2 weeks ago. So that's a fresh cash buyer. Like it's not like a stale cash buyer. So that's why I said you need to get XLeads. If you have another wholesaling software, you need to cancel it right now and get XLeads. No other wholesaling software is going to do that for you. None. Period. So,
or you're gonna have to give up an arm and a leg to do it.
No, not the double closings.
No, I know.
Or if you do it, you'll pay $400, $500. I've seen
outside of XLeads. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So it's absolutely crazy. But yeah, cash buy guys. And so when I say that, what I mean by this is finding cash buyers are so easy. Like so easy.
Yeah, it's never been easier.
Stupid simple. Like finding leads is the hard part. Could you imagine we had like a magic button where you could just like produce like all these leads and then you have all the Dispo. Like it's just too simple, right? The reason why no one does that is because the Dispo side's easy, but the producing lead side's really difficult, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole point. And then everyone's like, well, you know, why don't you throw in PPL? If you had, I'll tell you this, I truly do get it, right? Like all these people say, just buy all the PPL leads for like $300 each, and then just use the awesome Dispo and X leads, and it works well. The problem is you'd have to be dropping 30 grand a month doing that, right? And you couldn't scale it out to millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So that's the point. So Ralph says Dispo is not easy. So I'd be
No, it's work. We don't
it's
even
work.
hide it, but I will tell
compared
you,
to everything else, though, it's pretty dang simple.
once you get into
compared
a
to
rhythm,
finding the deal.
It's once you see the patterns, they're just like dealing with motivated sellers. Your first, 3 or 6 months, you're like, my God, can you throw me more obstacles? And then you thought you got through the hardest part, which it truly is. And then you get the Dispo, and then cash buyers keep lying to you, make you question. Cash buyers have this, especially the senior ones. They have this way of finding out if you're like a new wholesaler, and they kind of pick you apart with their words. And you've got to be solid on your numbers. If you bought a property that's worth 285,000 and you paid 100 and it only needs 15, 20 grand worth of work, that's when you're confident and go, listen, I don't think you're accurate, but I will keep your offer in mind, and you just go to the next one. But if you overpaid for it and you overpaid for it and you just stroked your ego, you might want to listen to what that cash buyer has to say. But to this day, we still have cash buyers that mess with us. I only need one cash buyer, but you do have to listen to the feedback from your cash buyers, because some of them are right and some of them are honest. But I find about a third of cash buyers are complete liars. And that's why if I go through X leads, I just need to see if the timing's right. So when I get people, everybody comes to me and go, oh, I'm a cash buyer. I'm like, you ever bought a property? And I used to look them up and like, I can't find anything in these 3 counties. Like, wow, it's complicated. It's not complicated. You're lying to me. Tell me the truth, because I don't want to waste time with you. So Dispo is work, but once you figure it out, you'll get into a flow with it. Everyone struggles with it in the beginning. Full disclosure, the first year, I didn't even do Dispo. I just JV'd all my deals because I didn't want to deal with it. My ADHD took over. But after a while, I worked my way into it, and I learned from the masters, and I let them teach it to me. Boy, did they get pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, did they turn on me quickly. But I didn't care. I was going to go so deep with sellers because I noticed most wholesalers just kind of grazed over people. So I went deeper. I didn't know how to sell them, and I would just split them with people, or I'd give them $5 grand. And after a while, I go, I got to figure this out. And I did. And I went through the same frustrations that Ralph went through.
Well, here's the thing. The other part, JVing or networking.
Guys,
I'll be honest with you. Let's say I have a deal in Philly. If I go to Ralph, he can go Dispo it for me.
Go to Texas, call Max. Like, it's just, you don't have to go with Luca or any of them.
Let's say send it over to Luca, right? How much work do I have to spend if I give it to Luca and he works for me to do it? It's no work on my end, right? Zero work. So is Dispo easy or hard? It's easy, but you got to give some like equity on the deal, right?
Got it.
So it's like plus or minus, but by far one of the greatest ways to JV a deal is just to JV a network. Because guys, we have hundreds of people here live. Mm-hmm. So again, shout out to Camille. Camille is that guy out there in Eastern PA, Eastern Pennsylvania, right? If I have a deal in like the Poconos area, mm-hmm. I can just hit up Camille on Facebook, and guess what? I can JV with him, and I guarantee he'll JV with me, and he would love to send his buyers my way and Dispo deal with me, right? Yeah. Even if I'm not Zach Ginn, it'd be somebody else, right? And that's how, like, that's a great way to find a buyer. Just hit up Camille. And by the way, Camille is vetted. He's been on our podcast. Great guy. Look at Ralph. I just did 3 JVs today. Got under contract.
Yeah. Guys, JVs will help you scale up some of your numbers and also align you with people. You always have to trade some sort of speed in wholesaling. So if I got 3 weeks to get a property sold and it's in a market I've never done a deal, it's going to cost you a tremendous amount of time. So why don't you remove that anxiety, find someone that actually dispose, really dispose, and work with them. I think it'll be better. It'll be smoother. And then while you do that, you can go out and find 5 new contracts. But if you spend all your energy trying to dispo that deal in Texas or wherever it is, and you wind up giving the property away, you got half what you thought you're going to be, and then you stopped marketing for 3 weeks, That's the power of JVing, because you can do what you do best. If it's talking to sellers, you can find other people to help you dispo in markets you're not familiar with.
I agree. I mean, you JV the deals, so simple. One of my favorite ways to just JV with people is obviously you have to be in level 6 in freeholstein.com. But if you join freeholstein.com, this is really cool. And this is just insanity. And how we do this for free, I mean, the values are insane. Most people have to pay for, very expensive communities, or they got to be an M2 or something like that. But again, this is freeholstein.com, right?
Yep.
56,000 people, just crazy amount of
That's
people in there.
nuts.
But we have a little thing called the map tab. Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
You click maps. Oh, this is giving me anxiety. There's like, I think every country in the whole world, there's a person in the community. Like, it's crazy. Like, you want to go to pretty much every country except for this area. Central African Republic. I mean, Central Africa is not too strong right now. But Nigeria, Guyana, Ivory Coast, right? Ghana's really good. Libya, Egypt. Like, it's kind of hilarious to me that like all over Europe, all over the world, right? Like, I don't have to go in the United States, right? We got people in China. We don't have anyone in North Korea currently. But like all over the world, we have people inside of freeholstein.com, which is absolutely crazy to me, right? But let's talk about the United States, where we have the most people, right? Shout out to our South Americans too, all over the place.
Oh yeah,
so cool. But like, we legit have wholesalers in Cuba.
Yeah, that's risky.
And the thing about that, we have wholesalers in Cuba, okay? But basically, the whole point of this is, okay, if I have a deal, let's say in Jonesboro, Arkansas, guess what? I could probably hit up Sharon. I can try to hit up Joe. I can hit up Jade. I can try to hit up Lance. And I can hit up Ryan. So I'll tell you, Lance is probably the number one person because he does flipping in Arkansas, in Jonesboro. Like, that's a great guy to JV with.
Cool.
All I do is press chat. And I chat with him, right? He literally talked to all these people. Like, look how big this map is if I zoom in. Like, these are all just people. Like, these are all people in the community, which is insane. So any square inch in the United States of America, right? It's right here. Absolutely crazy, right? So again, if you want to, like, look at this. Wild, right? So you go on the map and you just DM people. You can network anywhere. So if anyone says they can't sell a wholesale deal, it's because of two reasons. Number one, you locked up the deal too high, which is most likely, or you don't know enough people who are cash buyers or who have cash buyers. It's not really an excuse that you can't find cash buyers. You just use the map feature JV with everyone, right?
Mm-hmm. I've always wanted that.
I would have. I'm telling you, if I had half these things when I was starting out, it'd be game over. Okay, I was telling someone the other day. I said it yesterday in M2M. I was like, guys, if I had a automatic lead follow-up system when I got started in wholesaling, because I think I lost millions of dollars, which probably would have compounded to 5 to 10 million. I probably lost $10 million of just opportunity costs because I didn't automatically follow up with my leads fast enough. If I had an automatic texting AI bot to text my sellers for me on like the perpetual cold lead follow-up, it would have been game over for me. Okay.
Yeah, that's 7 years I did the wholesaling all by myself when you were little. I used to lose checks in my car. And my wife would go through, she goes, I found 2 checks down on like the floorboard. I go, how much is it? She goes, one's like 10 and the other's 15. I go, it's a good day. That's how, like, my ADHD really, I spent so much time working with motivated sellers. Back then, pretty much they paid you with a check and you would take it at a closing, and I would put it in a stack of paperwork in the back. At the time I had the minivan for the kids. And, like twice a year we clean the car out. My wife would always find checks. It's just funny when you think about it. It's like how old school we were. Like, that's a good problem to have when you're just finding money in the cracks of your car. And I'm not talking about pocket change, like real, like it would have paid off the car. I'm like, you idiot. You just let the check. Eventually I would have found the money. That's how my ADHD works. Like, eventually they'll call me and go, you never cashed that check. But
no, it stays in escrow. They definitely do. But the whole point is JVing networking is just so simple to do. So go to the bottom, freeholstein.com. It's exactly how you can go do it right now. So simple. Now, I want to make some ground rules here for your dispo. Don't post your deals for sale. Can I say it one more time? Don't post your deals for sale.
You're not a realtor.
Okay. You look just like that guy in Dumb and Dumber. Remember the car, the dog car?
Yeah.
That's what you look like driving down the street, posting your deals for sale. You look a little crazy.
I like
Okay.
how you lift the leg to put the gas tank in.
Of course you have to. But guys, that's exactly what you look like when you do it. I hope you know that.
No.
Like, I'm just being straight up with you, because when you post a deal for sale, you're basically asking, steal my deal. The number one thing that drives you crazy is someone says, oh, my deal got stolen, but I posted on Craigslist and Facebook and someone stole the deal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
With the address. Don't post your address. Wholesaling is a great place. I love everyone in our community, but I'll be honest with you. And this is the way I treat haters and bad wholesalers the same way. If I have 100 people saying, oh my God, Zach, you're awesome, you changed my life, you're amazing, there's always going to be one person out of probably 1,000 that say, Zach, you're terrible, blah, 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 blah. Now, again, and then they say all these mean things. Some turn out to be real estate YouTubers. Others just end up being internet trolls. But the truth about it is, if you had a class, everyone knows, remember back in school, right? Remember if you had a class of like 100 people in the class, which is a lot. Let's say it's 40 people in the class.
Mm-hmm.
In a class, was there always one out of 40 kids that was absolutely like terrible, mean, bullying, aggressive? There's always one out of 40, right?
It's just statistical.
Right?
Yeah.
Always. Every class you had that, right? Same exact thing happens in wholesaling real estate. If you have 1,000 wholesalers, 1 out of 1,000 are going to be absolute scum human beings. Just being real. They'll steal deals. They'll lie to you, all these things. So when I get like all the nice people and I get one hater, I'm like, it's 1 out of 1,000, right? But it's 1 out of 1,000 wholesalers are going to be absolute trash human beings. Okay. They're going to do terrible things to you. They're going to lie, cheat, manipulate, steal from you. So just to understand, you can trust most people, but understand you don't know. The way I look at it is, if you had a little, if I gave you a glass of milk and I poured, I poured a little bit of river water in the milk, even if it's just one little drop, would you drink it?
No,
right?
Yeah.
So you say that's the problem, right? So you can't trust the entire thing, right? You got to be very, very, very careful, right? So don't post your deals for sale. You can say you have a deal in the area, but don't give up the address unless they're a verified, legit, vetted cash buyer. Okay?
And guys, I give you the same knowledge. Like when you're dealing with sellers, they lie all the time too. Some of them do it just to kind of protect their ego, but I give everyone one free lie. And then you have to start walking them down. Go, wait a minute. I thought you said, your cousin said you couldn't do this, but now you said it was your mother. And you got to start proofing them up. Why? Because if you let the lies run rampant, it's out of control. When it comes to cash buyers, here's a little hint. They're going to lie too. And here's what we do. Here's a simple saying I do. I look at patterns over promises. Why? Because promises, anyone can make you a promise. A pattern is repetitive. And after you see it, the first time they get a freebie, the second time I call them, the third time, I'm very stern. I'm not walking in your BS meter. I'm not going to go down there. So patterns over promises. Everybody understand that? Because promises mean nothing if they can't hold them. So I just look at their pattern. Do they constantly say things that don't make sense? Or are they consistently lying to me? Yeah, I know you said you're a cash buyer, but you can't even show me a proof of funds. I call them to the table. They're going to give you an excuse, and you'll see a same repetitive pattern. If they're a narcissist, they lie about everything. You already know you're wasting your time with that person. Patterns over promises. Just remember that.
There we go. So the next part, remember this, you're selling a contract. So you can say you have a contract for sale, but understand, don't act. And this is the thing I said, don't act like you are selling a house. Don't act like you're a wannabe realtor. We do not want to be realtors. Okay. Remember this, you've chosen not to be a realtor because you've chosen you actually want to make money. So don't pretend to be a realtor. Okay. You don't have to be fake. You don't have to go inject your Botox and do all this stuff. Just be a legitimate real estate investor. Okay. Don't be a fake realtor. It always drives me crazy.
I agree.
I have this property for sale. It's a 3-2. No. You have a contract for sale. You have a deal for sale. Don't have a property for sale. So very, very important we change the difference on that, right? Now, the question here is, how do you vet your cash buyers? How do I know a real cash buyer from a fake cash buyer? When I was thinking about this challenge, right, I was thinking, how do I simplify this? Because I could literally write down 30 questions to ask somebody, but I really have brought it down to 3. Question number one. If I make $100,000 on this deal, are you okay paying that as an assignment fee? Are you okay with me making 100 grand on this deal? Let's say you're gonna make 4 grand. Are you okay with making 100 grand on this deal? If the answer is anything less than no, run. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of cash buyers are gonna say, I only want you to make, 0.5% of the purchase price. They give some crazy like logic. Their answer should be, I don't care how much you make. I don't care if you got the property under contract for $1. As long as I get it for what I'm supposed to buy it for, I don't care. That's what they're supposed to say, right?
Yeah. Yeah, don't get me going on cash buyers.
So here's the thing, though. Here's my other 2 questions. If they don't own any real estate, run. Can I make this any more clear? So you're going to run into these cash buyers. They're going to be like 19-year-old cash buyers. And I'll be honest with you. When a 19-year-old tells me that they're a cash buyer, automatically red flags pop up. I was a cash buyer at 19. I was buying properties for cash at 19.
Mm-hmm.
But people didn't trust me automatically, which I get. I get it. I was 20 years old buying properties from realtors and cash buyers. But here's the one thing you can't deny: owning real estate. Okay, this is not your little day trading scheme where you can kind of like fake it. You can't Photoshop your bank account. People already know all these tricks, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you can't chat GPT is a deed on a property, because you know what happens when you manipulate a deed and you fake a deed to somebody? You're committing fraud, and that has prison sentences and jail time. FYI. And let's say you give me a fake deed. All right, let's say you give me a fake deed. You gave me a deed from AI that says you own 123 Main Avenue.
Yeah.
I can go to the property appraiser site and look up who owns the property.
Yep. Simple.
So you can't even, even you could fake it, but you can't even fake it that bad, right? So the thing is, let's say, I'll just be real. Most 19-year-old cash buyers, yeah, I own lots of real estate. Me and my partner, we own 600 rental properties. Okay, cool. Can you show me one real estate property that you own? Sure. He gives me an address. I look it up. It's owned under Real Estate Mentorship LLC. It's the guy's like mentor, whatever course he has. Say, hey, bro, it looks like the LLC is owned by this, Chad Evans guy. No, yeah, that's my partner. We buy them together. Don't trust me, bro. Just give me the address. I'll buy it for you. No, you don't. Do you own the LLC? No. He's my mentor, though. He's good. No. Okay, I give you proof of funds for $16 billion. What? I don't care. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not physically buying the property. You're not the end buyer. You're going to lock it up and daisy chain it, and you're going to use your mentor as little carrot in front of me.
Yep.
You don't own. So do you own any LLCs that own real estate? No. Recipe for disaster, right?
Yep.
Because that guy's broke and he will not be able to pay you an EMD. Next thing, if they haven't bought any so if you don't own any real estate in general, that run. If they haven't bought a house within the past 365 days, run also. So can you show me one house you bought within the past 4 months? You give me this LLC. You don't own the LLC.
Yep.
It's just crazy to me. So there's a couple deals where people ask if I'm the buyer, and they show them address, just a couple of addresses. They're like, well, that's under a trust, and I can't see who owns the trust. Okay, well, here's a document from my lawyer saying that I'm a trustee on that trust. Oh, that makes sense. Done. Just talk to my lawyer, and my lawyer can confirm it.
Yeah, it's just an offline document.
So I can even in the most advanced living will trust subject tos, you can show proof that you still have controlling interest in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So real estate's cool. You can't really fake it, and you can always prove it. So you're going to find all these wannabe people who can't prove that they own real estate or bought any houses. Just go to X Leads and look up the address that they claim and see who's on the LLC, if that's your name or not. Simple, right?
Sounds simple. Yeah, it is. It's never been easier.
If you don't own real estate, you're not a cash buyer.
People I find the more they talk, the more they lie. So it's like, honestly, it's very hard for them to get through X Leads. But every now and then you're at an event, and I went to an event. I mean, I heard people owning billions of dollars of property. I'm like, wow, that's impressive. Like, even I'm impressed with that. That's one hell of a feat to say that, but that's it. And by the way, I've probably met 100 people that own close to $1 billion in real estate. I'm like, what are the odds that people actually own that? Probably slim to none. It's not an easy feat to do. There are exceptions, but for the most part, I'm just asking for one. Just give me one. Oh, and my favorite word is it's complicated. It means I'm lying. It's not complicated. It's black and white. It's an 100% paper trail. Just walk me through it. Oh, it's a trust. You wouldn't understand. That's fine. Just show me who the beneficiary is and who's the assigned trustees. Oh, I can't share that information. Well, apparently you don't want to buy the property. So if you're a legitimate cash buyer, you want to like entice people so they will give you the inside deal on a wholesale deal, because there's so much better than anything you're going to find from a realtor on MLS, hands down. So guys, just make sure you understand you are selling a contract. You are not the realtor selling the property. And I still people posting on sites, you're opening yourself up for a can of no good. And so remember, there's a lot of restrictions. You have to have licenses to sell property, to represent property that's not your own. So if you go out there and indict yourself and put it on a website, you did it. If you don't vet any of your cash buyers and you've got a $5,000 list, you just have a bunch of state, federal agencies making sure you're just going to give them the proof on the pudding. They don't even have to go to court. They go, dude, you're nailed. Like, pay it or we're going to clean your clock. So there's a reason why you want to make sure you have real cash buyers on there. So part of it is to get rid of your competition out of there, get rid of the wholesalers. I'm fine working with the wholesalers, but that's a JV agreement. It's a different approach. So you just want to make sure you got legitimate cash buyers. And I've already told you, the cash buyer that drives me the most nuts, the first time they've ever bought a property for cash, they are horrified. They're actually worse than working with a realtor, in my opinion, because they just assume you're going to screw them the whole time. And then once the word comes up, like an assignment of contractors, like, oh my God, that sounds so illegal. How can you do that? And they don't understand we can work with such speed because they're used to taking 45, 60 days to close. And they have to miss out on 2 to 3 opportunities where they go, I bet I need to figure out how to work with a wholesaler and move with more speed.
Yeah.
So don't be the first guy, because I promise you, it's never going to work out.
I agree.
They'll freak out. They want full inspections. I go, you need a realtor. Just go to MLS and you can get all these services, but you're going to pay for it. So
it happens all the dang time. Yeah. And remember, how much do you sell your deal for? You sell your deal for the MAO or slightly below the MAO. Simple as that.
Yeah. That's the medium price, guys. That's not the high price.
There you go. And so again, guys, that's step-by-step how to start wholesaling your deals, and really exactly how you can start closing your wholesaling real estate deals. And so we got a couple cash buyer questions we want to pop up live here, but it's pretty simple. The walkthroughs are simple too. You ask them, hey, and I also want to say this is very important too. Once you have a deal and you have a good cash buyer, you just don't automatically go out here and just text them a deal or email them the deal. This is the worst thing you can do. If you have like 30 legit cash buyers, just don't email blast them the deal. We have this deal for sale. Send to 30 people.
Yeah.
Bad idea. What you should do instead is you should call them up. Say, hey, Rick, I just got this property locked up. I haven't talked to anyone about it. You're the first guy. Are you wanting to buy it? Let me send you over the info. What do you think right now?
Yeah.
You have an answer doing that. Because you just email blasting it and seeing what they say.
And you know what I'm going to say as a seasoned cash buyer, I go, hey, Zach, do me a favor. Don't send it out to anybody else.
That's what you say.
I'm going to be your buyer. Just stop. Just give me the opportunity. Will you do it? You give me your word. Dude, don't screw me. And like, I still do it to people because now I'm going to try to option him. If he's smart, he's going to turn around and go, listen, John, I called you first, but you're not going to be my last call. What you do going forward is going to decide how much access you get to the property. I'm on my way there right now. So just like I teach you with a motivated seller, you want to see if they reach for you a little bit, especially when you go for no. The cash buyer, I'm always doing the takeaway. Go, let me know. I've got just a few select buyers that are similar like you, like serious, but I gave you first call. I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe I didn't call him first. Are we stretching a little bit? I'm looking for signs that he or she wants to progress with me. If they're standoffish, here's the one you 100% avoid. Hey, Zach, how much did you pay for that property? The hell's that got to do with anything? If I bought it for $1, would it piss you off? Some people don't want you to make a profit. You have to avoid these people like the plague because it's like, it's their God-given right. You shouldn't make more than $3,000 off. They're going to treat you like a realtor. And I don't tell them what I bought it for. And everybody knows the assignment of contract, you're going to see it anyways. But like, if you think it's a good deal at 200 grand, if I bought it for $1, why do you care? You get clear title. We use a title company or an attorney, whatever the state requires. But once they ask you how much you paid for it, just so you know, when they buy it, they're going to see it anyway. So it's a trick question. And they're going to go, well, they only paid 80 grand for it 3 years ago. And you're trying to sell it to me for 150. Like, so do you think you're going to make 70, 80,000? They have no idea what you're doing it for. So when they ask that, that's like going into the grocery store, go, hey, how much did you guys buy this loaf of bread for? Because I'm not paying anything over 15%.
Okay, guys, grocery stores would go broke if you had it'd say the cost and how much they bought it for. So like, let's say you go see a bag of chips for $4. Wait, they bought the chips for 50 cents?
Yeah.
What?
Have you seen the price of chips lately?
It's Aaron corn.
It's ungodly.
No, but like, if you saw, they'd be like, I'm not paying that. You paid $1. That's unfair.
That's unfair.
Everyone would go crazy on that.
Yeah.
But they don't understand the cost of finding the corn and then the manufacturing and all.
We have advertising. We have employees. Guys, listen, when they ask you how much you paid for it, huge red flag. It's a 95% fail rate right off the bat, because they're trying to minimize you and go, that's not fair. You make that much money. I'm like, you really haven't met a wholesaler, have you? Like, I go, this is not even a lot. So I'm just telling you, you have to understand the red flags that come out right off the bat. That one's, to me, by far the worst, period.
Oh yeah. I see it all the dang time. So yeah, you just be a little careful there. And so we have some other good questions. But you just call them up and you try to get the deal done right there. Then you do the walkthrough. Then before you even walk through with the buyer, I want everyone to understand this too. You tell the buyer, hey, Mr. Cash Buyer, I sent you the pictures. They're all good, ready to walk through. Hey, before you walk through, if the house looks just like the pictures, are you ready to commit right now at the price? Half of them are going to say, not really. I can't really commit to anything right now because it's kind of okay. I just want to physically see it. They kind of just want to do window shop, right?
Yep. I don't give them access to anything.
They have to be like fully committed on this deal.
They got to reach, guys. Like, otherwise you're just wasting your time, and it just gets.
Remember, we don't accept the maybes on the seller. We ain't gonna accept the maybe on the buyer. We don't do that. Then you sign the assignment of contract. Just use Xlease, got the e-signing done right there. And also, Xlease has automatic contracts. But yeah, that's exactly what I'd be doing there. And I'm telling everybody watching this, okay, it's simple to do. And you just make sure your cash buyers want to deal with you and you know how to deal with them correctly.
And don't ever let them option you. Like when they're done looking at it, they go, I'm going to think about it. I'm like, I go, here's the deal. I'm selling it today. So we need like an hour, 30 minutes. Let me know I'm selling it today. That's it. Because they think they can drag you out, wait for a week or two. And then even if you don't sell it that day, don't sell it to that person because they're wasting your time. If they need that long to think about it, they're probably not qualified to buy it, or they're too scared. Both of them are not a cash customer. So always be progressing your leads. So I teach you it with motivated sellers. When it comes to cash buyers, I'm always trying to push them down the funnel. Hey, what do you think? Well, I got to think about it. I talk to my partner. That's fine. I go, just to let you know, there's 3 other people that came before you. They were pretty serious. I go, if you really want it, you've got like an hour and a half. I'm just being honest with you. And then I listen to the response. They go, and here's a good one. They go, what do you think the number needs to be, Rick? I go, I don't know. I already put the number out there. If you want it, go ahead and move forward. I go, but I'm going to tell you like that. And then I do not discount my properties unless I have no buyers, guys. Do you understand that? I do not discount my properties if I do not have buyers. End of story. I have to. Don't discount because they're all going to ask you a discount right off the bat. And if you start discounting on cash buyer 1, it's not going to go well. Make that offer. Let them make their offer. And if they want to put a lower number, they have the right to do that. But it doesn't mean you have to take it. And when I get a lot of activity on the property, that's when you know you got the right price, you got a great deal, and that's fun. When you got no activity, you got to wonder, am I in the wrong area? Am I in a rural area? Or did I overpay for the property? It's usually pretty simple, straightforward. So just don't let them option you after they look at the property. The other thing is when they look at the property, you want them to underwrite the numbers before they get there. And they're just matching it up from what they see on paper to what they physically see with their eyes. I do not let them beat me up on comps after the fact. If they don't agree with the comps or anything, don't go look at the property. And guys, you realize they're going to run their own comps. Like, you can provide whatever you want. All I do is they go, hey, how much rehab does it need? I go, listen, it needs a decent rehab, probably 20, 25 is the number. I don't guarantee it. I don't warn it. And I don't waste my time writing up repair contracts and stuff like that. I just want to know what they're getting at. Some people want to buy stuff ready to go. Some people like major rehabs. Some like them in between. Some just like cosmetic. So I kind of tell them what they're walking into. But guys, they're going to come up with their own repair numbers. They're going to come up with what they think they can make on it, and they're going to do their offer. You guys that do your entire, like, here's 10 comps, and I don't even waste my time doing it. I'll give them guidance. I know the comps, but I'm not there to sell them. Either you're on board or you're not. Period. End of story.
Exactly. That's what I always have found. So let's answer a couple more questions. Do you get the cash buyer the property address when you call them? Yes, we do. I don't really hide that.
You kind of
First, I just ask them the city if they're looking to buy in that area, and they say yes. They usually, but it's when you email blast, that's when you kind of get screwed up. Michelle says, "Is hard money considered cash?" No.
It's not.
We don't do hard. Remember, hard money and cash money, are those same words? No. Hard money, they have to get permission from somebody. So
it's
no,
somebody
cash.
else's money. So listen, can you sell a property hard money? Yes. And you'll get a lot of rookie investors, especially the new fix and flippers that watch these shows on A&E and want to do the dream. I don't have a problem with those cash buyers. Here's the ones that are a problem. The first time they've ever got a hard money loan, it's disastrous every time. You know why? They don't know how it works. They all think they can get in it with no money down. And when the hard money goes, hey, listen, you got to put down 10%. They all freak out and they go back to you and ask you for a reduction. I go, honey, even if I reduce it or increase it, you're coming up with 10%. And the crazy part is, in my opinion, it's almost as bad as a bank loan, because the person giving the loan, if everything doesn't meet their satisfaction up to the closing date, they can renege at any time. And at the end of the day, you're the one who suffers. So make sure you have hard money deposits that are non-refundable to sniff that crap out. So if you ask for a $5,000 deposit, at least they're that much closer to putting on their whatever, 5 or 10%. And if they back out, then you get paid if they back out. But people that get brand new hard money loans, they all have the impression that they don't have to do much. They don't have to pull any money out of their pocket. I promise you, by the time you're done with that hard money lender and he charges 4 or 5 points up front, what's a point? It's a percentage. So if you had to pay 2 points on a $200,000 loan, you have to come up with an extra $4,000 because they discount the loan by that. Then you're going to get the stupid like $895 appraisal fees. You're going to have to survey the property, title insurance, the whole 9 yards. It's just like a bank. And I find that hard money lenders can be sensitive, and they will hold funding because they demand one more document from the title company. So hard money is a loan. It is not their cash.
Yeah.
So unless they have a history, like I work with hard money lenders, I can make one phone call and have something funded within 24 to 48 hours. Why? I've been doing this 23 years. My first loan, it was just as bad as getting a loan from the bank. So they're underwriting the property and they're underwriting you, and they need to figure out if you're actually going to screw them over or not. And until you have a reputation and a pattern of paying people back, they're going to assume the worst from you. And they're going to keep protecting themselves all the way up to the closing. So hard money for a brand new investor, I avoid them like the plague, because I do not want to be the guy that gets yanked out at the end. Oh, what do you care? You're keeping the $5,000 deposit.
Yeah. It's
still a pain in the butt, because I might lose $50,000 profit. $5,000 doesn't really mean a whole lot to me if I lose that lead. So I don't, occasionally I'll do it if it's the only one I can get, but they're always complicated at the end. It's just like getting a bank loan.
I'm telling you, simple as that. Let's see here. Could be 15 just to generate the loan. Simple as that. So what we want to do is we have a guest lecturer. Again, we have another guest lecturer. This person is someone you've seen before. They've had an amazing
Is he from
story.
Harvard?
I don't know. Yale or Harvard.
Not a
But
lot of Harvard
basically,
wholesalers out there, is there?
no, not really.
I've yet to see one.
Okay. I don't know what that was about. So basically, this is one of our coaches on M2M. He is a 7-figure wholesaler, an amazing guy. Shout out to Corey. What's going on, man?
Corey, man?
What's up, everybody?
How's it
I
going?
contemplated wearing my cap and gown for this, but Zach already did that the first day. So
I did.
right, yeah.
I already had the cap and gown.
That was fun.
I was ready to go.
Wholesaling University.
Wholesaling University. So
Pumped to be here.
welcome, Corey. So
He's cum
Thank
laude, right?
cum laude. I guess he's a adjunct professor. I don't know. But basically, welcome, man. So let's talk, dude. We're doing pretty good on M2M right now. We got a lot of contracts signed, a lot of people crushing it right now. But
Yeah, a lot of deal volume going on in there.
A lot of deal volume. So let's first and foremost, let's talk about you. So who are you if someone doesn't know who you are?
Yeah, so my name's Corey Whitley. Just like Zach said, I'm one of the coaches in M2M. I've been wholesaling for a little over 4 years now and in real estate in general. Started out completely for free through the guidance of Zach and Rick years ago. And this was like way before X Leads existed. Like they had their weekly live streams on YouTube and everything was so much different then. But again, started out with them. Whenever I got into wholesaling, I was just working a regular, like blue collar dead end job. Absolutely hated my life, was broke, was just looking for a change. Got into wholesaling and found that with just a little bit of good guidance on your all's part, I had a decent knack for it. So I stuck with it and ran with it. Now here I am several years later, running M2M with you guys and just helping other people change their lives like you guys did for me.
Dude, I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
So welcome. So let's kind of talk about some questions people might have about today, buyers, everything like that. So let's keep on the theme of cash buyers. And so what are your favorite ways of finding cash buyers in your own wholesaling business?
So I wrote down a couple of my favorite ways here. I've just been listening on the call and you touched on a lot of the stuff that I really like to do. Naturally, I picked up a lot of that stuff from you guys, but just a couple of different ways I'll kind of go through, break each one down and talk about why I like them and results I've had. And then I'll share one of my like secret gems that I use to whenever I find that like unicorn buyer that like I need to get a hold of them. They've bought all kinds of properties around me, but I just can't get a hold of them. I've got a little secret trick that works pretty well to get a hold of them that I'm going to share with the people tonight.
Cool.
But, so when I first started out, one of the first ways that I started gathering cash buyers, 2 ways, was with cold calling cash sales. That was a way that you talked about a lot back in the day. And I would stay specific to areas that around the deal that I had. So I would look for cash sales in that area. If I knew this property was going to be a flip, I would look for flippers that had bought cash in that area. If it was going to be a rental, I would look for landlords that had purchased cash. Cold calling the Zillow for rents worked really good for me in the beginning as well. And so, yeah, I did a lot of cold calling cash sales to generate that initial pool of buyers that I worked with, started trying to forge relationships with those individuals. But also was a little bit blessed in the sense of that there was 2 like very active and large real estate investor Facebook communities and like local RIA groups that met up in my market. So that was an instant source to like 50 verified buyers. But I kind of used some of the posts that you used to talk about a lot back in the day where you'd post like properties at a deep discount if you're looking for your next flip.
I have that, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that worked out great. I remember the first time I posted that, I had like 15 people message me within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I would use techniques like that. And I would also go through the groups on Facebook and find other investors that were posting, about looking for a deal or other wholesalers that were asking for buyers. And I would just kind of, just start scraping the data until I had a good list of buyers together to start with. And then I did things that Rick might yell at me for this, but what I did with that initial group starting out is I tried to take good care of that initial group of buyers, give them a consistently good deal every time. Did I leave a little bit of money on the table on some deals? I probably did, but that curated what became my VIP buyers list out of that group of people. And those are still individuals that I do deals with today. And it works well because now I'm in the situation. And even back then, once I curated that list of VIP buyers, if I get a deal in a certain area, I know exactly what the numbers are to a T. And I know, hey, I've got these 6 or 7 people. One of these guys is going to buy it for sure at this price, if not more. And I would just do like Zach says, call them up. Hey, listen, I've got this deal here. Here's the info on it. I'm calling you first. I've got some other people that this is going to be a perfect fit for. What's your thoughts on it? And usually now, been doing this for a while, but now it's to the point where typically a phone call or two, a good deal, it's gone just like that. Not really too much work at all. So it makes Dispo really easy when you have a good vetted list of buyers. And when you know the numbers on the deal to a T, that enables you to be able to stand firm and stand up for yourself when you get some pushback from the buyers. So that's important as well. But actually having a strong understanding of the numbers and the repair cost and things like that. So that way you can present that deal to these buyers with confidence. And like Rick was saying, these buyers, like if they think you're new, it's like sharks on blood. They sniff it out and they're just like, well, the foundation has some cracking up there, and that's a $25,000 fix. But now, once you kind of know the ins and outs of a property, you know about repairs. And, again, guys, this stuff just comes with experience and time, like knowing what actually goes into the repairs and stuff like that. It's not something you can learn overnight. So just use like general rules of thumb starting out. But once you get to the point where you can confidently run those numbers and like, hey, this is a very good repair estimate as far as numbers, like these numbers on the property are solid. When you get that kind of pushback from the buyer, you can, stand up for yourself a little bit and demand like, hey, if I'm not going to get 150 for this deal, I'm just going to call the next guy down the line and he most likely will give it to me. And it usually works out pretty good. We sell our deals really quickly, a couple phone calls. They usually never have to get blasted out publicly or anything like that. I don't like doing that, but yeah.
I love it. Okay. So obviously you're in a really cool, I love your market, by the way. But let's talk about finding cash buyers in like a weird, because you guys do virtual wholesaling everywhere too.
Right.
If you're in a weird market, you've never been, how are you finding cash buyer there?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do, like I've never been there before come up with this scenario all the time just by doing JV deals in random places. First couple things I'm going to do out the gate just to try to see, do I need to go the route of JVing the deal or do I need to go the route of I'm going to be able to source the own buyer? I want to know that out the gate because there's specific tasks that have to happen on either side. So I'm going to just initially look really quick. How many like vetted, legit wholesalers are there around here that I know might have buyers if I run into some obstacles finding them on my own here? If I find a couple good wholesalers, I'll kind of keep that idea to the side. And then I'm going to go and start looking face value, quick snapshot within the next like 30 minutes. How many potential buyers can I find that I could reach out to and see if they're looking for another deal? If I have a huge group of buyers that I could potentially reach out to and market this deal to, I'm going to go the route of sourcing the buyer myself. If I'm looking and I'm like, oh man, there's some flippers like 5 miles down the road that are buying and stuff, but there's nothing really right around here, I might consider going the route of JVing. And again, I want to reach out to those JV people, see if they have buyers, and if maybe they don't either, and I'm going to be on my own finding some. But if I go the route of sourcing the buyer myself, first things I'm going to do is start like showing, like you showed on X-Leads, I'm going to start getting on there, looking to see what kind of buyers I can find. The skip tracing's right there, so I'm going to get on the phone. I'm going to get on the phone and start calling some buyers, find out, are they looking for their next deal? I'm going to start first with the ones that are closest to the deal that I have and kind of work my way out. Those theoretically are going to be the ones that are going to be the most interested. Because I know, I've bought properties and flipped and wholesaled. If somebody called me and they said they had a property that was 2 blocks over from one that I remember making great money on, that sparks that intrigue of the remembrance of that money. And you're like, yeah, I want to make some of that money again. Tell me about the deal. So I'm going to start kind of inward, start working outward, cold calling some cash buyers. Next thing I'm going to probably start doing simultaneously at the same time is seeing if there's any Facebook groups around that I could go in and try to pull some buyers out of, consider, making a post in there like we talk about. I'm going to do those two strategies starting out. But when you're in a brand new market, and especially if you're on like a 30-day close contract, you've got no time to waste. You got to hit the ground running almost immediately, because not only do you have to find that buyer and get it assigned, but then you have to make sure everything at title gets wrapped up in time to still close before your contract date. Last thing you want is to run out of time and the seller refuses to extend. Then you're in a bad spot. That's a scary, scary time. So yeah, if I was starting out a new market, kind of do those things starting out, and that will give you some good traction to start getting some buyer interest. One thing I would also do as well, though, and this has worked out decent for me in some markets that are just kind of out there, there's not a lot of buyers that you can easily pull. I would go and find properties flips that have sold within the last 12 months near mine on the market, fully remodeled, I would try to find who that buyer is from that manner. If I cannot reach that buyer that way, I'm calling their agent, asking them if their client or any of their other potential clients has any, is looking for more deals. So that still to this day has been the way that I've found some of my best buyers is with an agent. Sometimes you get lucky and you deal with one that works with 6, 7, 10 other investors. They just have everybody in their pocket. And then you talk to one person that puts your deal in front of multiple vetted people. And here's the good part about that. That realtor, if you build a good relationship with them, they will kind of go to bat for you on the deal because they want their buyer to buy it so they can sell it and get the commission. Sometimes they even get a commission on the front if you work out something with them like that. But I'm a big fan of, I don't want to call it agent outreach, but networking with realtors who represent investors. But I only like to do that when I have an actual deal that I know is good, that I think their clients would actually be interested in. If you come knocking at their door empty-handed, they're just going to slam the door in your face. They've got too much stuff to worry about. So,
Hey, Corey, how do you pay the realtors? Like, how do you get new wholesalers over the fear of, like, everyone's like, oh, I got to pay a realtor now 6%. And you want to kind of share the insights on how that works?
Yeah. So I'll tell you, I've got multiple realtors that they don't even expect me to pay them anything on the front. They know that I'm going to give a quality deal to their client. They're fine with just connecting that gap and getting a quality deal for their buyer because they list 40 to 50 homes a year for that buyer. Yeah. Or in, big time players like that, the guys, it's like, you got to go through their realtor or their, whoever. So I have some that they don't really expect anything on the front like that, but then I have some that, they may not want their full 2.5 or 3% that they would get as a buyer's agent, but they definitely expect some kind of kickback. And it's simple. If you're making, say, a $30,000 fee on the deal, they don't need to know that, but I'm sure they would take a check for $5,000 to connect you with the buyer and just cut them in on your assignment fee.
Yeah. So it's, so guys, I use realtors that represent cash buyers all the time because once again, I'm going to trade speed to get it, especially. So I like to use them, especially when I got to move a deal fast. But what I found, most of my cash buyers that come through real estate agents, I never have to work with the cash buyer. I don't have to hear any of their story. I don't have to vet them. And most of my agents will look at the property for their cash buyer and make an instant decision. And realtors won't do something unless they're making money. And here's the really cool fact. On average, I get a higher assignment fee when I use real estate agents. So
usually about 5 to 10K more in the case for us.
So even if you got to pay them 2 or 3% or even 4%, like sometimes just the speed and convenience is amazing because they don't want any drama. They're like, I'm just going to move. This guy buys 20 houses a year. I can't find him enough. Will you help me? And then I get that one. Obviously, she's going to fix it up and list it. That's her type of deal. And guys, the rules have changed with realtors with this whole NAR thing you saw like a year ago. A lot of these agents are going to their cash buyers and they're charging their fee to their cash buyers because that's the new norm. So if you have like a smoking deal with a lot of activity, I still try to give the realtor something because it's hard to have a realtor.
You want to try to take care of them. Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest with you, they're going to go back to the cash buyers and they're going to throw a percentage on top of it. And the cash buyers, like the ones that value the really good agents that do everything for them, they kind of do property management. They vet it, they prepare the contracts and they don't mind. They'll throw an extra $3 or $5,000 on top of it. So some of them give, but with the new rules, because you can't force the commission down. And remember, these are off-market properties. You give that realtor a huge boost by providing properties that they didn't have access to. Like, you're kidding me. You're going to give me that property. Like, and 9 times out of 10, they think you're full of crap. And they look and they go, really, you can do that? They go, yep. And then I go like this. I go, you've done assignment of contract. She's like, I don't care. Whatever gets the deal done, as long as it's legit.
Just let us know. We'll sign.
And so I've never had a problem. That's where you want to work with realtors. That's the easiest part of any type of realtor. When
they love you in that sense. I mean, you're bringing them a check, essentially. They know when they sell that property, they get paid.
So the problem is approaching realtors when we're looking for, motivated sellers and on the buy side. But on this one, guys, use it all the time. And I found out the hard way. I used to go to auctions, and these realtors would pull up, they look at the property, they write an offer, and they walk away. And that's how I found them. I go, I've sold properties in as little as 3 and 4 days by it. Why? Because that realtor has the power to make a decision right there, and they're not going to waste their time. So
it's interesting you say that, Rick. Several years ago, this was one of the last in-person tax auctions they had before they went online. And I went to it. Yeah. And I remember there was this guy there. He had his fancy little suit on. He was on the phone the whole time that they were bidding on properties. He was bidding on every property while he was sitting there talking to somebody. And I was like, this guy must be like some kind of huge buyer. So I talked to him after. You know, he was just an agent who represented like 4 or 5 different buyers. And they were on a giant conference call bidding. And he was bidding on the property.
Agent, man. So I want to share.
I still do deals with that guy today. And he's the type, like, he goes to bat for the deals because he knows his clients are going to do a top job on the remodel, get premium price. He wants me to get a premium price, so I'll keep bringing him deals.
So I want to share this one up there. Camille put it up there. My realtor brings me deals and they get the listing when I flip. Now, in theory, it's good, but like as a wholesaler, I try to tell, listen, you want to get in the fix and flip thing, that's fine. But I'm just telling you, I've had this one blow up in my face. Yeah. Be careful, because if they're a really bad realtor, like on the listing side, and they want to take 3 to 6 months to sell it, like even your wholesale deal, you're going to regret it.
Yeah, that's
so here's why I go, listen, I will give you first shot. That's all I tell them. If you put your foot in your mouth and say, yeah, you can do it, like they will hold you completely accountable for it. And they think moving a property fast is under 100 days. To me, on a wholesale, I'm trying to get it done in like 45 to 60 days, which is still a challenge because you got to retail it, go through inspections, and put up with some people's stuff.
But that's assuming you get it under contract in like 2 weeks from being listed.
Just be careful, because if you put your foot in your mouth and you promise to them, you find out they're terrible salespeople.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
So some are really good at like cash buyers agents representing them, but some of them are horrendous in listing properties, and they don't understand a wholesale. Like, we want to get it under contract and like as fast as possible and get it moved, and understand we have to wait 30 to 45 days. So that when I tell them 60 days, I go, no, it's not to get a contract. It's to get it sold, closed, money in escrow, and be done with it. And every time they're like, man, they went, and I burned bridges by making that promise. So just be careful with it. Because even fix and flip, some of them aren't that good. I find buyer's agents, they're really good at finding deals and getting them done. And sometimes they suck at listing properties. So just try not to mix the two up, because if you overpromise, you're going to put your foot in your mouth and you're stuck. And I hate
the best ones to look for that I still work with to this day and that I've focused on were the ones that you've seen them consistently listing properties for the same entity. So it's like you can tell they have an agreement with whoever that buyer is. I've got a couple different agents that represent multiple different investors, and they just list all of their properties. And so some of them, every time they get a new client, they'll call me and said, hey, I got this new buyer client. Let me know the next deal you get. I think he, would be a good buyer for you. I'd like to try to hook him up with this, next deal. So he's calling me to take care of me because he's trying to take care of his buyer, which means that usually I'm like, I really want to get like 155 for this deal, but
So a lot of times when I work with, especially real estate agents for the first time, because people are asking, how much do you pay the agent? I go, this is where you got to be a little bit of a smooth talker, because you can put your foot in your mouth quick. I simply say, hey, I'm representing the property. It's $185,000. Okay. Well, how are you going to pay me? I go, well, you can have whatever you want on the top. I just start there. Stop offering 2 to 6%.
Yeah.
And with the new rules with NAR is they're like, yeah, okay. And some of these realtors, I'm telling you, they'll add 10 grand to it. And they're like, do you mind if I add 10 grand to it? I go, add 20. I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as he or she's going to move forward. So now if they come back, they go, oh, he's difficult, all that. I go, listen, if you can move it, I'll give you $3,000.
Yeah.
And then they will whip out an agreement like right there on the spot and do it. Sometimes if you have no other action and you're under short time, just pay them. You're paying for the speed and the convenience of it. But start out, go, listen, the deal's 185. You can just add whatever you want on the top of it.
Yep.
Now, don't be shocked if they add 10 grand, because if you're okay with 185, who cares what they add on the top of it? It's none of your business.
None ya.
Just stay out of it. because some of these realtors, they will gouge their sellers. It's not our problem. Remember, we don't have the relationship with them. So stop. Because if you start to try to control that, you're doing the same thing we tell you cash buyers. How much did you buy it for?
Yeah.
I don't care. She makes 10 grand. She can make it happen like that. I get my 185. She can charge $1 million. I don't care.
Yep.
So
that's always been my philosophy. If the realtor wants to make money on it, I don't care what they make, as long as I'm making what I want. And none of my business.
Right. I'm like, and I'm shocked. I've seen them add big, they go, you might, and they'll add, do you mind if I add like 15 grand on it? I go, yeah, sure. You deserve it.
Yeah.
So, but please don't offer 2 to 4% and then have her put 15 onto it, because now they're going to double dip on both sides. And then they're going to charge their client when they list it. So here's, guys, when you work with realtors, just say, listen, here's my offering. That's your price. Well, how do I get paid on it? I go, you can add whatever you want on the top of it. Oh, I can add more than 2 or 3%. Yeah, make it 10%. I don't care.
Yep.
I need your client to close low. So like, let's find the number that's going to get the property moved.
Sure.
And that's how I leave it with them. Every now, if I got a difficult one and this is the only agent I could actually get any action, I'll throw something on top of it to try to get the deal done. But most agents get very stuck on percentages. Like I said, like, just take $5,000. They go, what do you mean? Just add it on top to your client. And some of them don't understand that. They're used to the 2 to 3% standard fees.
Yeah.
And they go, man, I can do that. I go, you do whatever you want. I don't care. So something to think about. So don't throw it out there. You're paying them 2 to 4%. Give them your offering and tell them they can add whatever they want on top of it. And some will like, I don't understand. Others are like, really? You let me do that? I go, I don't care. It's your client. You know it.
Yeah.
They're going to get blowback from their client. You're never going to get it because it wasn't your offering.
It's true.
Yep. Awesome.
All right. I agree with it.
Yeah.
So next part here, let's talk about kind of more kind of wrapping up Wholesaling University, right? Like, so you've coached down, Jesus, I don't know how many people who've made over 7 figures. Right?
A lot.
You're 7-figure wholesaler, but you've made a lot of people who made over $1 million wholesaling, but even way more making 6 figures, right? So I just want to kind of explain what's your advice for anybody in here of the people that end up, I mean, the success rate of M2M is insane right now.
Yeah, it is.
I think we just first month on M2M. Oh, if you want to join M2M, go to joinm2m.com. First month,
join M2M.
50 members, 250 contracts from them.
It was insane.
First month, right? So
some of the people like popping them off back to back, like a couple people, 2 or 3 deals back to back, like out the gate.
You should hit 90% plus success rate on there, because that's just remember the first week or 2 is just set up for most people.
Yeah.
What's your best advice for people and for getting in here if they want to be successful, or even just getting the first wholesaling deal?
So when it comes to getting your first wholesale deal, what I can tell you all, everybody who's watching this, you're in that boat of people like maybe you've been watching Zach and Rick for a while, or you may even just learned about wholesaling. What I can tell you all is that you are at an extreme advantage in comparison to somebody who started a couple years ago, like I did. Half of the tools that you guys have now that make wholesaling just so easy, they didn't exist back then, even just a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. So the advantages that you guys have make it extremely easy to find the results and the success. Really, ultimately, what I see it comes down to a lot of times is people are just often unwilling to take the consistent action and put in the work when it's hard that's required to get there. They're standing there at the base of the mountain. They want to get their first deal. They're looking at all the things that have to be done. It's scary and daunting. But what they don't realize is the success that they want, the life they want, like whatever their why is on the other side of that hard work, that sometimes you just have to do it. So starting out, anybody who's starting out, definitely take advantage of all the resources you have for free. I mean, freewholesaling.com, really, I mean, that's going to get you your first deal. You just have to do what they say. Or even if you are brand new and looking to start out and you want more guidance, just come into M2M. But we have a proven system in there. Everything that's in there, I mean, we have put together the pinnacle of wholesaling programs for beginners and even experienced people alike. There's no guesswork. It takes you through your first 30 days step by step. And I know you all talked about this last night, Zach, but the 30-day sprint, the LMP, everything that's in there, it's systemized to make it impossible to fail if you're willing to put in the work. So, you have a lot of resources to start out with and to make it simple. And you just got to get to work sometimes. You have to be willing to make it personal. I made a post about this in M2M and everybody loved it. You have to make the journey and the mission personal to you.
Yeah.
You can't just have a why of like, oh, I want to, make $50,000 so I can buy a nice car. You got to have a strong why, because some days, I'll be honest, and I feel like both of you would agree with me, some days it's you missed the life that was a lot simpler when you just had the W-2 and you didn't have to deal with anything else at the end of the day when you clocked out. But if you're willing to persevere and keep moving forward, the rewards are immense. And I wouldn't trade this for anything in the world. So I really enjoyed to see other people succeed, because I remember what it was like whenever I felt like I was a failure and I was going nowhere fast. And looking back, what I know now is it's not a question of if you can or cannot make it in wholesaling. It's a question of will you or not, based on the work and the action that you're willing to take, because all the resources are there. They're right here at your disposal. I would have done anything to have an opportunity like M2M when I first started, because keep in mind, just to get one question answered, I had to hop on a YouTube live every day to try to get one question answered. And then I would take a little bit of action, come back with the results, ask Zach and Rick another question. And people ask me all the time, like, oh, what was the secret to your success? What's the secret sauce? And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's not one other than I just did what Zach and Rick told me to do. And now I'm in the position where I'm trying to tell you all what to do. And sometimes it just takes putting in the reps,
Yeah, and unfortunately, I can't answer people live like that as I used to, because that was 4 or 5 years ago, man.
Yeah, there'd be 400 people in there now.
Yeah, and we had like 15,000 YouTube subscribers back then.
I remember I would get on like on a Monday afternoon or Monday evening, and there'd be like 30 people on there. And I'd get in real early, get my question answered, and then get out as more people started funneling in. But
it's way worse now.
Oh yeah, I would have 0% chance now.
So that's why we have M2M. So obviously what M2M is it's our paid school group. Yeah. So we have Wholesaling.com, which teaches people how to learn wholesaling for free. If you have no money or budget, you can use the free sources to start getting wholesale deals. But marketing to millions is exactly, if you have money to marketing, how you can turn it to millions of dollars. Cool part is we guarantee your first deal in under 90 days, or you get your deposit back. So we got a lot of people saying, Zach, how much is M2M? So it's not really a cost, because if you join M2M, you go to joinm2m.com, it's a deposit. And if you don't get a deal in 90 days, you get your money back. So it's not really a cost. And if you do get a deal, obviously, then we keep the deposit. The whole point is Corey's incentivized. Corey doesn't get any money from you if you don't do a deal.
I want to see you guys win. Like, I genuinely do.
Paid. Here's the truth. If you don't do a deal, he doesn't get money from you.
Yeah.
So the whole point is he's on your butt every single day, making sure you do your numbers and do everything so you get a deal, so he can basically get paid.
I don't think people talk about like the quality of coaches, because I started this way back when. And then obviously I've taught a ton of people. Obviously I taught Zach. And then in turn, Zach taught me a lot of new school things that us old schoolers wouldn't do. And then we find people like Corey that was just extremely consistent and persistent. And there's a reason he's with us. And Corey teaches me a lot of stuff that's working on. And we just constantly keep growing. So a lot of you guys go out there and listen, there's a lot of great coaches stuff out there, but like you get it deep in M2M. Like it's not just Rick. It's me, it's Zach, it's Corey, it's Evan. We have a huge team and we have so many people coming up, and we only work with the best of the best. Like Corey, I remember when we first connected, I said, Corey, you can do so much more. You're like, what do you mean? And like, I go, well, let me just show you. And then I remember going to Corey, I go, how can we share this with more people? And Corey will verify this. Instead of me going out and charging 10 grand for a course, like most people do, me and Corey, we got in the trenches for 2 years, and we did a lot of beta testing with people.
Yeah.
And we had amazing success. And I said, Corey, like, how can we bring this to the masses, keep it affordable, and be highly effective? And it took us 2 years to figure it out. And we're still piddling with it today because I'm tired of the same old. I do things differently. Yeah. I want people to succeed. And the old coaching program is you just give a ton of money, and then most of them flounder out 90, 95% within 90 days. And then they come back, they find freewholesaling.com. So we decided to do it the other way. We take the risk. We make it a very manageable number for you.
Yeah.
And then if we don't hold our end of the bargain, fire us. At least you ain't out 10 grand. But I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to push back to you and make you do the work, because I can't sit here and watch you flounder for 90 days. If you're going to do the work, it's really hard to fail in our system.
Yeah,
So we make you accountable. Yeah. And truthful. And so I could have done like everybody else, but I took 2 years, and did we not test it out with like 50 some odd people?
Yeah.
And it was hard. And we found out like what, and then we drilled down the problem. At the end of the day, people just don't want to be accountable. Yeah. And we can't find any other coaching programs where they actually try to make you accountable, and submitting KPIs, having more than one Zoom conversation with people, having a way to send emails and DMs and stuff like that. So, guys, we didn't think about this overnight. I've been doing this over 23 years. Zach's over 9. Corey's, how many years you in now?
Over 4 now.
Yeah, 4. Like I remember the day you started. It's just a lot of fun. So as we grow, we find new things that make it better. And, I'm somewhat old, but like between Zach and Corey and Evan, all these wonderful people.
It's a nice variety of technique in there.
It is. You're not just getting one. You're really getting like 6 coaches in one shot. And that's the beauty of how we do this system. And we've reversed engineer it like the old days where you just give someone a ton of money and then like you flounder. The idea is like give a little bit of money, but we're going to hold you accountable. But if you really want it and we incentivize you, then go get it. But you're going to have to do some work here. Yeah. And so I'm really excited like what we built here and where we're going with it. And really I think we can help out a lot of people. And because at the end of the day, you got to put in the work. If you have the right system, you have the instruction, but at the end of the day, I like how you're going to do the work. So it's not like, hey, we're having a pop quiz today. Everyone's going to make 500 cold calls, but it's kind of that way. We're like, hey, let's see what you did this week. And the ones that truly want the help, we give them everything. I'm not going to make you do stuff. You're not going to get expelled.
Yeah. I mean, some people want to come into the group just to be able to have the access and have the community. I mean, if that's you, by all means.
Yeah. So I think it's fun. I don't really care what other people do. There's not many people with more experience with what I did. And that obviously Zach has a lot, and we've kind of taken the best of what we want to do. So we make it affordable. We make it to where you have to do the work. It's not like completely one-on-one. We have group sessions. We have a little bit of like one-on-ones. We answer questions.
A little bit.
Yeah, a lot.
Corey and Evan will answer all of your questions.
We answer a lot of questions
every single day.
Yeah.
So there's actually, I don't think there's any wholesaling mentorship that does that.
And too, like we have the 3 calls a week, but we always like constantly have a random hangout going. And I just hop in there and help the people out all the time.
Oh yeah.
Evan does as well.
7 calls. Technically, but
we just
if you have a question, you can just literally message Evan and Corey.
Yeah.
Any question you have. It's crazy. Deals. Hey, is this deal good or not? That's really the whole point of this thing. And I mean, first of all, you don't have to pay any money. There's no deposit. It's a deposit. Yeah. But even if you had to pay, where is the $226 it is right now? It was $169. We keep increasing the price on it from the demand. But I mean, this should be an $8,000 program that's flat.
100%.
$8,000 lifetime access, but we don't do that.
We don't roll like that. That's the people we wanted to go against by doing something that actually incentivized us, like you called it, performance-based coaching. I mean, that's what this is all about here.
It's the only one I know.
We only win if you all do.
Yeah.
But I genuinely enjoy seeing the people change their lives, because I remember what it was like when my life was changed and how grateful I was to you all.
And
that's what I want to give to the people now.
To this. I don't know. You saw this too. We just give a shout out to Braylon out here.
I look in the comments and you got like Camille saying, he says, dude, I had to pay someone $32K to walk me through my first deal that I did all the work on.
God, man.
What in the world? Wow.
Emma said, I can see you. Yes, I can see you. I don't know why he's upset.
He's saying he lost access to either X leads or M2M. I don't know.
Figure it out.
We'll look into it after.
Shout out to Braylon. Braylon just got his first deal in M2M 2 days ago.
Look at that.
$5,000.
That's awesome.
Shout out to my boy Braylon out here. That's so cool.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was really cool. It's really awesome. So, it's pretty cool. All right, let's answer some questions because we got some audience questions for you.
We got Evan in the comments.
Where's Evan? Oh my gosh. There you go, Evan.
The acquisitions goat.
All right. Let's see. All righty. So, was the first winner. For day one, I gotta figure out for day one, day two. Kim says that was a $96,000. Oh,
True, that's a big one.
$96,000 assignment, but I still had to give up a third of it. That's not bad at
Oh,
all.
yeah, you can't complain about that.
That's a big one.
When you have to give up a third of like $3,000, that's painful.
Oh yeah. Emmanuel, if you email support@xleads.com, you should be able to get your access in there. And by the way, Emmanuel, on day one, we gave out M2M on day one, so it should be on that email.
Yeah.
Derek says, are there any things we need in M2M besides the deposit and hard work?
We show you the rest.
You just
It's
gotta
all
show up.
the
You gotta
whole
show up.
framework, A to Z,
Yeah.
is laid out
It's pretty
for you in
simple,
there.
though.
You just
Yeah.
got to show up and be ready to take action.
Yeah, and remember, there's no secrets in wholesaling. The real secret is you join it, you have a 30-day sprint. So basically, it's step by step. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We have videos with each step, which are very long sometimes. But the whole point is,
and this is completely separate from like the exclusive course, I guess you would call it, that's in there with like 60 lessons in it.
Yeah, it's true. But also on top of that too, it's like, okay, well, where are you stuck? I'm on day 8. Okay, well, did you do everything on day 8? Okay, go to day 9. So the thing is, there's no getting stuck on there, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
We got onboardings, all that stuff. You have customer success managers outside of Core and Evan too with any problems you have.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. I like when you mentioned in question 1 regarding the end buyer, if they're comfortable with you making 6 figures on a deal. That's the ideal question to ask an X leads. Yes, that is. I wasted over 40K in trainings. He never told me.
Ooh. That's a tough one.
Let's see here.
But it's a problem in the whole coaching, specifically in wholesaling, maybe just in real estate investing, but 70% of the people that come through like freewholesaling.com,
They've been burnt.
They've been burnt. And so when you guys start looking at this, like, how can that be? Because when I talk to everyone out there, it seems like everyone's having so much success. You're just getting one side of the equation. The idea is,
somebody messaged me the other day inside M2M and actually say that they paid for a $50,000 mentorship and they didn't receive a fraction of the value that they already had 5 days into M2M.
There's another guy.
That's mind-boggling to me.
There's another guy in M2M who shall not be named that they made $500,000 and they proceeded to buy a $20,000 wholesaling course when I told them not to. And then they did it.
25, I think, actually.
25,000. And they said, yeah, that was a waste of money, but yeah, I said,
and then they came back.
Then they came back and then they started doing more money. I'm like,
yeah,
they'll take your money. People take your money. Trust
me. Take your money.
Once you tell them you're on the hunt for a course, like, just to hold on.
That's the thing, though. It's like their gurus just most likely they're probably not even doing deals. Like, so they need the money.
I don't know. It's crazy. Erica says, I highly advise y'all watch Zach and Rick's classes on school. They're both covered. Yeah. So guys, if you're a beginner, just go to freeholston.com. Like, if you don't have the money for marketing, don't go to join m2m.com. Just go to freeholston.com, get a deal, and then join M2M, right?
Yeah.
Marcus says, how do you find LLC phone numbers? Google's really good. You can message those people, those LLCs and stuff on Facebook. Also, XLeads has the skip tracing for you.
Give a little pro tip on that. If you can't find accurate data and you need to try to uncover who the underlying person behind the LLC is, you can look on Open Corporates, Visipedia, and sometimes you can find the underlying agent at minimum that's tied to that LLC.
Oh my gosh. Do you see Camille's comment? I'm not going to bring it up, but
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Tough one. Oh,
say something really quick. I'm gonna tell them what it is. Just Corey, really quick.
Who says that?
I will tell you for a second. Hold on. Well, you want to know what's the lowest money made from a deal?
$250, I think it was.
250.
That was the lowest amount I ever made.
I think 300 is mine.
The whole thing almost fell apart, so it was essentially turned into a thing that the buyer would take it essentially at cost just to help the seller out.
Yeah.
And he just held on to it, and it ended up being like a really low quality rental property for a long time.
Jesus. What's the most you've made on a deal?
65K on straight assignment. Now, if we're going to talk about deals, I've done plenty of hotels 6 figures plus. 137 is currently
137.
Yeah.
Oh my Gosh.
A straight assignment was
How
$65K.
did you find that deal?
How did I find that deal?
Yeah.
So that one was from
That's
return
special.
mail out of direct mail. So
Ooh.
got some return mail back, did my special thing to it, and popped off a big deal out of that one.
And Corey, I remember way back when we got started, I got you going on direct mail and stuff like that. And we did a bunch of deals together. And I finally said to you, I go, you were like, oh my God, this guy, like, I think he wants to be like my full-time partner. I'm like, Corey, just go do it on your own. Like, I honestly,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, you got to kind of spread your wings. And the funny thing is we come back full circle. You're helping me, with the M2M and the whole program. We still do deals together. And like, that's it. I just, that's my philosophy.
It's interesting how life evolves sometimes.
Because you probably would have said hell yes. And honestly, it would have been a great deal for me. But like, it's just, why would I want to, like, I know it's a bad deal for you in the long run. The last thing you need is me in your pocket for the next 30 years. You're a young guy.
Yeah.
And I go, listen, we just come back. And I knew if I do that, that would have burned you and soured you on me and Zach in the long run. Let's just be brutally honest. That's what a lot of people, I had people do that to me in the beginning. I'm like, I'll do whatever I got to do to get out of this relationship. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like a significant other. If like they truly love you, let them go and see if they come back to you.
Yeah. Let them
And you've
go.
done nothing but thrive. You've had to go through all sorts of turmoil, like figuring out previous business partners and all that other stuff. We've all been through it. And I go, listen, just do what's making you money now. Why would you break from doing it? And I remember you had to go through that struggle.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. And like, obviously we're good friends. Our families spend time together. And
I honestly think in my heart, if it wasn't for you guys, I would not be where I'm at today. Not a chance.
Yeah, you were
I don't think I would have held myself accountable to the standard that was required because, and this is why I say this, Rick, you'll remember this.
Yeah.
Is whenever we were doing a lot of direct mail together, I had started getting like really good deal flow. My wife was about to have the baby. And I told you that I was going to take some time off. And you said,
what I tell
if you stop now, it's all for nothing.
Quit. I go, are you going to quit now, dude? I go, you can't quit because you're having a baby. You're like, and your wife's probably in the background.
I was like, wait,
this guy's nuts.
What?
I go, don't.
Corey, you already had 3 of them. What's the 4th one? You need to break out the 4th one?
We were having the 3rd. We were having,
the third one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had to have a serious talk. I said, Corey, man, I go, don't be a quitter now. You're like, dude,
I was like, I'm just going to take a couple months off and just get everything back in track. And Rick like seen straight through it. He knew what was going to happen. Like,
dude, it would have cost you 2 years.
Yeah.
Like it's built. It's like compounding interest.
And the baby didn't remember.
Yeah.
The baby didn't remember a thing. And the next month after that was like the most money I'd ever made in wholesaling up to that point.
Yeah, it's because he had another mouth to feed.
You know why? Because it was nerve-wracking with the obligations of the marketing expense. Your wife's freaked out. You got a newborn, and it's like your natural tendency is just to stop.
It's
and part of what we teach you in M2M, we're going to teach you how to lean in.
Yeah.
And we'll give you some predictability. I can't guarantee it. But man, you got to believe that there's a higher power out there. If you will you're going to track what you put out there. But if you constantly pull back and go back to safety, you can't grow. Growth comes through the pain if you can get through it to get to the other side.
So you're telling me if I have like 8 kids, I'll make 8 times more money?
Well, you're going to have
It's certainly good motivation.
Okay.
You're absolutely going to have to. There's no way around it. You have to.
I might need to rethink this whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, Corey.
What about adopting? Can I adopt like 20 kids? Would that make me, or do I have to have them? I'll adopt 20 kids. That'll motivate me.
That's not any.
I'll be a billionaire in 2 years. Don't worry.
But like, and your kids watch what you do, and like, Corey's, you're probably understanding. Kids only want one thing from their parents. What's that?
My time.
That's it.
That's it.
They don't understand the money part. So like, I got into wholesaling. We always talk about our why. Mine was simple, man. I just wanted some sort of freedom.
That's same here.
But what I didn't understand, the freedom, I was going to have to pay for a price and give up a lot of my time in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I tell everyone, I'll tell everyone, is it safe to say you're going to have to make a sacrifice for 2 years to get everything you want on the other side?
100%.
And then we're constantly going through, you're going to keep going through walls the whole way up.
Yeah.
As soon as you're comfortable and your tendency is to pull back, go back to what you know. And like, why do I want to go through that brick wall? I don't know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
I go, I get it. It's going to be a little bit painful, but it never stops. So you're even still going through those growing pains today, right? Like you're like,
Yeah.
holy
The way
crap.
I look at it is like, I'm climbing the ladder. I get to the next landing. It's like, all right, I can take a breather for just a second, but I'm not even halfway to the top yet. I have to just keep going.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, guys, listen, how you know you're alive, you have problems in your life.
Yeah.
If you have a bunch of problems, it means you're alive. You have to choose the quality of your problems. Like if you're just trying to put food on the table, trying to pay your bill, or just trying to spend some basic time with your kids, you can fix that.
Yeah.
Or you can have one problem. If your health breaks down, you only have one problem to try to stay alive. So listen, problems are God's reminder that you're alive. And if you don't have problems, you're probably got a bigger issue type of deal. So just gotta keep going with it. I always said, hey, I just want freedom. Like how I get the freedom, I don't care. I just want to be able to spend time with my kids because my father never spent any time with me. And that's one of the reasons why I have the reason why I have the relationship with my son. I do have a daughter too. I spend plenty of time with her. It's because of wholesaling. It's nothing else. The freedom of financial, it just came along with it. And that was the end result. So many wholesalers are chasing the money right up front. If you just go through like an M2M program and learn how to get uncomfortable and stay there, and you'll realize you're not going to get hurt. We're not putting anybody in physical harm, but we're gonna break your ego down. We're going to humble you a little bit and just teach you how to tell the truth to yourself. You do that, you can fix anything you want in your life.
It's true.
I find most people in wholesaling, I made like 20 phone calls. I'm like, dude, we don't tolerate that stuff. Like you can say it, but you're feeding your ego. You're not going to get anywhere and do it. And after a while, you'll see patterns of other people and they say, hey, Corey, what was your secret? I go, dude, I just showed up every day. End of story. That was it. Yep. So
even whenever days whenever I was like, I do not want to do this. I had mouths to feed. I had no option.
I know. The mouths get bigger, by the way, Corey.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they do. My son and my daughter now, like they're getting a little bit older. My son's 10 and my daughter's 8. And it's just like, they're hungry 24/7.
I know. But the thing is, your kids are going to grow up seeing you spend a ton of time with you. You're going to be able to go to all their events, their plays, their sporting stuff.
Anything.
And like when they're growing out of the house, they're gonna be like, you instill it in your kids and you create a legacy without you even knowing it. Forget about all the financial fortune stuff like that. It's unbelievable because he was a product. We went up on stage in San Antonio. I go, hey, I'm the first wholesaler to show the second generation of the byproduct.
Yeah.
If you stick to this,
okay. I actually stand correct. There is one father wholesaler that taught his son there, but they're like absolutely hate each other now. I found out there was another one. He's the father guy's like 10 years older than 15 years older. But I think I'm the only one where basically he got made a lot of money wholesaling. I said, hey, he was a great dad because of wholesaling. I want to do that too. Yeah. Nobody like modern in wholesaling has their son in the wholesaling space that are actually making money.
Or daughter.
It doesn't happen because most of these guys in wholesaling, they just burn out. Either they're they're a really bad father, or number two, and this is just the truth, they're actually not making any money. And their son doesn't want to get into it. I don't like to expose many people, and I'm not going to say much, but there's a wholesaling mentor out there, and their son basically reached out to me and said, hey, like I want to run your social media for you. I'm like the social media like master type guy. And I said, okay. And I said, well, why are you doing this? Why don't you do wholesaling? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, your dad's a big wholesaler. He's like, my dad doesn't make any money wholesaling.
Oh,
I'm like,
ouch.
Oh,
yeah.
He's like, he just does coaching. He said, I'll tell you how much coaching sales, but he doesn't do wholesaling. I said, oh boy, you're not supposed to say that. I got the screenshots, but I don't really talk about it too much.
You have to show your kids. You can't tell them. And that the difference with my father is he just told me what to do. He showed me a lot of the wrong stuff. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing you do. There's every day. And after 15, 20 years, this kid could have done anything he wanted to do. And I still think he's in the best position and he can do whatever he wants to this day. But you have to lead your children. You have to show them. And I grew up in a world where you just told them and you used fear as like, if you don't do that. And so we all go through a journey, and like you just watch the product of your kids. And listen, not everybody wants to be a wholesaler.
Yeah.
It's not it. But the idea is you show them the opportunity of like what can be if you'll make hard work and sacrifice. And if you truly want like that family type of deal, the biggest investment you can make in your family is spend time with them
100%.
and have the ability to take care of things. And guys, it's not always about Lamborghinis and fancy cars and really nice real estate. It's like, can we take care of mom if she gets dementia?
Yeah.
If my brother gets injured in an accident and he's stuck in a wheelchair, can I help him out or help him provide the facilities he needs?
Here's a real world.
You'll have that power to do that. And like, so instead of buying Lamborghinis, you save it for when your parents get elderly, do the right thing. You take care of them. Right. And that's, to me, that's power. And so you have to lead by example. I'm happy to say I'm the first one to hand over the second generation of the wholesaling. And I can't find anyone who's gone up through me. And tons of people get kids. I go, what happened? They're like, I just can't stand to be around my dad or my mom. Like, they drive me nuts. And you know, we're not perfect with everything. We're just like a typical family. But like at the end of the day, we just spend time. I loved when he did wrestling. He did all the sports. And you're going to fall right into that opportunity. You're going to love it, because that's when you find problems with your kids, when you spend time with them. They don't just go, hey, I got a problem. My friend told me to do this. And they don't just say, hey, daddy. They do it. Then they tell you, go, man, I think I got a problem. And so if you spend time with them, they'll have conversations with you, and you can help them, guide them in decisions. Every child needs, from age 15 to 25 is really when they need the most help. But what do? We make everything so important when they're born up to age like 10.
Yeah.
And
Once
then after
they're
they
care for themselves.
yeah. So you're in a good spot, man. Just keep doing what you're doing.
So Corey, thank you so much. I can't wait to see. I mean, you got a call tomorrow, so I guess you got to go back to messaging people live here inside M2M. But what's your parting thoughts on anyone looking into joining M2M?
So anyone who's kind of on the fence, curious about M2M, my advice to you would be just take the commitment, try it out. We didn't set this up in a manner of which you're expected to fail. If you do what we lay out for you, if you follow the program, follow the steps, that's why we give you a first deal and 90-day guarantee. I mean, we would not put our neck out there like that if we were not 100% confident in what's in this program. So my advice is try it out. Come in there, ask questions, put in the work every day, take action. We are there to help and support you. I promise you myself, I won't let you fail. If you fail, it's for a very specific reason. So come in, be with us, join m2m.com. We would love to have you there. Whether it's your first or next deal, we have something for you in M2M. So
here we go. Awesome, Corey.
Awesome.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
See you, Corey.
See you, Corey. So that concludes Wholesaling University. It is graduation time. Congratulations to everybody. And this has been amazing. Step-by-step how to get into wholesaling real estate. So guys, if you want to continue the party, go to freewholesaling.com. I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.
Rick Ginn signing out.
See ya.